flying off to Zurich, and then you're coming back the next day.
Yeah, there's just like a one-time client sort of like, oh, I need to do this.
But
Can
then
you
you
come
said
and help sign documents and fill forms out?
And then you said you're going back to Switzerland next week, isn't it?
Yeah, separate clients.
Right.
I've got one in Zurich, which I need to go fly out at 6:10 in the morning tomorrow.
Good
And then on Monday, need to fly back to Switzerland, not Zurich, but Munich.
Would it not be better to just stay in Switzerland?
Yes, but it's on the company card, and I don't want to be in Switzerland, so I could stay there. Or
What's
I could
wrong
come
with
back to the
What's
sunset.
wrong with Switzerland?
Cold, expensive, cloudy as fuck, windy as fuck,
I've never
not as
been.
good at views,
I've never been. I'd love to go to Switzerland.
and people get speeding fines for 31 and a 30 in Switzerland.
It's a very, very posh, strict, lovely country. All the Swiss people we get, remember the Swiss people on the dolphin safari? The most perfect, polite, nicest manners, multilingual,
Yeah.
very well educated,
Just
intelligent.
one problem, okay?
It's expensive.
Not just that, that's besides the problem. Okay. You've got a French end, a German end, and an Italian end. You want to know about the car hire?
Yeah,
lady?
what do the ladies say at the car hire?
See,
Got to speak
we
up.
go to rent a car at Malaga Airport because it's actually cheaper to rent a car for 2 days than to get a €180 taxi there and back.
Right.
So you pay like, say, 200 quid for a rental, so then you can speed and everything. Spanish police ain't gonna get me. I'm not the one driving, it's the chauffeur. Anyways, she says, okay, I just need to tell you some rules before I let you take this car.
Speak up.
And it's a Volkswagen T-Roc. So we think, oh, it's not horrible, not the best. They say to us, okay, so this thing only takes 95 petrol. What was it? Don't speed, don't crash, don't go into Gibraltar, don't drive it into the ocean, don't reverse onto motorways, don't reverse into roundabouts. And we're like, okay, like she's naming all these things out. It's like common sense, you'd think. And then as we go to walk off, she goes, oh, and there's one more thing. Don't put diesel in it. We got that with only put 95 in it. Makes you think, like, what
Do you know what? You've got the same nervous tick cough as me. My mother had it and her mother had it. Do you know how many people say to me on YouTube, oh, you need to get your cough checked out? And I have actually had sugars emailing me going, you've got lung cancer, you're diabetic, you're going to die. You wouldn't believe how many of them do it, but I'm really glad you just did the nervous cough. You've got the exact same nervous cough. It's a family thing.
I don't know if it is a family thing because
It is.
I used to vape, as you know. But
No, you've had
I
it
can't
since- you've
remember
done it
if
since
I
you were
used
little.
to do it
Yeah,
before
you
or
did.
not, because it was so many years
Sammy
ago.
does it Faith. I can't get used to calling her
Saman
Faith.
face, I call it.
Saman
That one
Faith.
really pisses her off.
Does it?
Yeah.
Salmon.
I find it really unjust though, because she'll be like, cunt, and I'll look and say, what do you want? But then I'll say Saman face, and it's, I think, oh, sensitive, you know? That's my dead name,
You pick on your sister.
Oh, I probably shouldn't be saying that, she's going to watch this, isn't she?
Dude, it's good to see you again. You just got back from the Grand Prix of Monaco.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it.
I had a client to deal with in Marseille, and since I was in Marseille, I thought, since American Express is a big sponsor of, you know,
You need to speak up a bit.
Monaco Grand Prix and all that, I thought, well, I can get some heavily discounted tickets, which are normally about, I don't know, 50 grand, because you've got to be affiliated with the Monaco Yacht Club, which is a 50 grand membership to begin with, and then you've got to get the tickets on top of that, and I got it for like, what, 300 quid, something like that.
Wow.
It was nice and cheap.
Do you know what? A mate of ours was telling us the other day that there's a 5-star hotel in London. I forget which one he said.
There's a few.
And he said if you go in last minute booking, he has actually had a room for £15 for one night. And it's normally something like 5 or 6 grand a night. Which hotel was it, he said?
I don't know.
I can't remember the name of it, but he said next, because he found out we've been in London, but we had our accommodation sorted. Anyway, did you enjoy Formula One? Was it not noisy and very cramped and very busy and very crowded?
It was noisy, but I got myself a nice free Monte Carlo tin. It says Le Casino Monte Carlo, and you unscrew it. It's got some 3M earbuds in it, like ear protectors.
Okay, and you got to sit in with the millionaires.
I'm not going to say as to whether they're millionaires or not. I just have to say they have sufficient funds for the ticket. You know, maybe they scraped every last penny of their savings together to go to that one show. I doubt it.
It's the kind of thing that people do that, isn't it? Because,
I mean, there
you know,
were
they
some
wanna-
people there, because since I had like the cheapest way to get in, I didn't have like the premium service, and I asked some people if I could like squeeze past to get a better view, and they went, no, this is my seat, I paid for this. I think, oh, alright. But then there were some really nice people on the bottom that went, oh yeah, I'm going to go get a drink, do you want to go sit in it while I'm there? I'm like, alright. You know, that's how I got the best spot, the best view. Like right down at the bottom, closest to them on the hairpin.
The thing is, when we went years ago and we walked around the track, I mean, I was looking at all of the stands and all of the seats, and I thought, really, no matter where you sit, all you're going to see is a very small part of the race.
Yeah, but you've got screens.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
You've got screens, so you know what's going on in the race.
Yeah, I know. I feel I would be happier at home on a lilo on the swimming pool.
Well, if
with
that's
a gin
your
and
thing,
tonic,
then
watching it
feel
on the
free.
He
telly.
reckons they've got big screens so you can see the whole of the race like you can on the telly.
Right.
And they've got commentary in 3 languages.
Even in the 50
French,
grand
Italian and
seat
English.
compartment, were the seats really comfortable, or were they kind of like what we're sitting on right now?
They're not like what we're sitting on. They're like
Plastic bucket seats.
they're plastic, but they're not buckets.
Oh, Bielito.
Yeah. And they're kind of, how do I
Put it this way, you know,
like the chairs in there.
right, plastic bucket seats. So people pay 50 grand to sit on that. I'd rather stay.
It's not about the seat. It's about where.
I don't care. I can't think
People
of anything
who really
worse.
care. Okay, well that's your own opinion. I like F1. You don't.
It's not the F1 thing. I mean, I'm not really into that, but it's the being in crowds in a confined space.
Oh no, it's not crowded.
Is it not crowded?
Not where I
Right.
was.
Because
There was about 10 people.
the way I imagine it to be on Formula One is Gibraltar when there are 3 massive ocean liners in, and you can't breathe. You can't find any space in
It
Gib.
is like that in the free areas and the general admission and the grandstands, but when you get to the yacht club spots, it's very limited.
Yeah, we never went into the yacht club because you cannot go in without a pass
Yeah.
any day of the year.
Yeah.
And that's where they have the soup for €400 for soup.
Well,
I used to be really amazed watching the RAC rally where you get all the people standing on the bend, you know, where the car's going to roll off the road and kill
Yeah.
everybody. And
Oh,
they're
that's
all there
rally.
like, ooh, taking pictures. I think, why?
that's Group B rally.
Did you know that your dad had an uncle who was killed? He was a marshal at...
Yes, you've told me many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
Right, so now all these staff here at the restaurant are watching my video with Spanish subtitles. And I'm not sure I mean, I don't know why, people I know in the real world, I'm not so sure about them watching it. And this guy that does the sea survival and the fire course and stuff in Gibraltar, James, the lovely, handsome James, he told me, he said, I watch every single one of your videos. I don't know if he still does now. And I just felt really self-conscious because he's not into the royal family or anything. I thought, why are you watching?
How do you know?
I don't
Maybe
think he
he was watching
is.
them for a reason.
Well, you never should.
I don't think he is. James is like superhero material. He's a paramedic. He's a fireman. He's
He's an 8th Dan black belt
In Brazilian
kung fu
jiu-jitsu.
person,
he
yeah.
is competing.
So don't piss him off.
Yeah, he told us the other day he's competing in a Brazilian jiu-jitsu thing or some kind of martial art. Is that right, Ben? Mm-hmm. He's going to be in the contest. I mean, he's a real action man.
He has his own gym.
Does he? I didn't know. You know, I don't know. I don't socialise with him. I only see James once every 5 years
pretty
when he
sure
wants to
it's his own
torture me for sea survival or fire course.
I'm pretty sure it's his own gym. I don't know.
He's an incredible guy. And then he was saying to me, every time I saw him, he went, I saw your video today. And I'd just go bright red. I'd just think, oh my God. Put me off, actually. I felt self-conscious about what I was saying. How's the steak and the burger, guys? My God, you've nearly finished that.
It's good, it's good. Don't film me when I'm eating, it's rude.
Oh, okay. Press stop.
I don't care.
I wasn't saying anything.
Well, I just thought I'd get a bit of you in because we've got one camera and 3 people and 3 different.
Yeah, no,
and I
it's
don't want to keep swinging the
Oh, you want to film the
food.
food now? Look at this.
See?
That's what I call a hamburger.
Oh yes.
Trae los
Just have
cubiertitos.
She's going to get you a proper steak knife.
Yes, that looks good.
In fact, I think Ben probably needed. You could have just swapped.
What?
They've always been good value, the burgers here, actually. haven't they?
€12. Oh, fuck's sake. Too much lettuce, though.
Is it as good as Monaco? The food. You pay $20,000 for that in Monaco, wouldn't you?
Nah.
Do you remember us bringing you here as kids?
Maybe like 25 quid.
Tiene que aproveche.
Gracias.
Benji, do you remember when you were little? The
He
burgers
does.
were bigger than your head. In fact, I've still got the picture of you with a snake around your neck.
That's framed.
Yeah, do you remember that? Aww. It was a lovely little snake.
Tell the people all about the snake.
Well, they were charging money to hang it round.
Bomba.
Famosa. Famosa.
Sí, pero ¿dónde salen los vídeos?
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Creo que tengo que poner.
She's your numero uno fan.
Avid gardener.
I've given it you already.
Un momento.
Oh dear.
No, I've given it to her.
I dread this. It's a good job they don't speak English, isn't it? Otherwise they'd be like, oh my god, what sort of thing?
They do speak English.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Not her though, I don't think.
Fucking
Oh, look at that sunset. Oh, the legs are going on there. You'll have to do some serious editing on this, Graham.
Giving me hard work.
It's like Acorn Antiques.
No, what were they?
You're trying to
Julie
get the sunset,
Walters.
not me.
You're up.
You're trying to get the sunset, not me. Ah, fuck it.
So, dude, can you get me an American Express card?
If you sign up for it.
Haven't you got to have loads of money?
If we get a platinum card, do we get a personal assistant like you?
Not with the platinum, no. I think it's the diamond you've got to have. I'm not too into the details. I'm not on that side of Amex. That's like, okay, imagine someone has this.
Can you get me
They
a
want
massive,
this.
massive
I'm
overdraft?
the guy that does
overdraft. I don't have to pay back.
Right. You're the
Ever.
guy. So your clients, basically, you're like the PA to top top-clients at Amex.
No.
Hey, see these machines? That reminds me of Gumball.
Yeah.
What was he called? Was it Benson? That was the
That's
Gumball.
regular show.
Regular show, that's right. What was he called? Benson.
Adventure
he was,
Time.
Wasn't he?
Adventure Time.
No,
wasn't
no, no, no. It was regular show.
Oh, was it?
Benson. He used to get really angry all the time. He was a pinball machine.
Bubblegum
Well,
machine.
yeah, bubble pop machine type thing.
People used to eat his balls.
Anyway, time for home. You're going to finish your
Steak
gin and
was-
tonic, Graham.
Steak
Yes.
was lovely. Thank you, darling.
And I'm proud to be a pisshead. Why not? What's wrong with being a pisshead?
You also say I'm boring.
No, I don't. When have I ever... Oh, fuck off. When have I ever said that about you? Never.
He's got a James Bond lifestyle and you call him boring.
I have never called him boring.
No.
Oh, do you know? One of my old mates that I used to hang out with years ago. They said to
Don't
me.
turn it round.
They said to me that.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
That's okay.
They said to me. They saw my story that I was at the Monaco Grand Prix. They went, "Oh, that's the coolest thing you've done in 3 years." I thought, "You what? Coolest thing I've done in 3 years? What do you think I've done in 3 years?" Oh, nothing cool. Last time you did anything cool was when you went to one of my parties. I thought,
What about snowboarding?
well, yeah, exactly.
And what about all the motorbikes and all the other stuff and all the travelling?
Exactly. Thing is, I keep my life like somewhat private. Like people see, oh yeah, I'm here, I'm there. They don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly. It's
So
an
how are all-
illusion, isn't it?
How are all the bullies from school these days?
Oh, they're fucking making so much money in this multi-billion-dollar establishment known as McDonald's, flipping burgers.
And taking drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really sad, actually.
I mean, it's sad, but at the same time, there's no sympathy for them because of the shit they used to do to me.
I know, kiddo. You've done well. You've done really well.
Well, it was marvellous having a chat with Benj. So he's off again tomorrow, is he? Really early in the morning?
He's off tonight.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, car comes to pick him up soon, and then he's going to stay somewhere, like, I don't know, Sota Grande, in some mansion, and then the car comes to collect him at about 4 in the morning so he can get a flight at 6:20 to Switzerland.
Stress.
I'm glad I'm not getting a flight to Switzerland. I don't know about you.
Me too. Didn't take you long to catch up, dude.
We walked off with that